Hello, it's Bonnie from Everything Country CA, and I'm here and back with another thrift haul. This time it's mostly Easter items. I have a few extra items to show you, and I was out thrifting a few places. I got a couple of plates a while back that I hadn't included in earlier thrift hauls, and I wanted to show you those. And we'll get started on the left here. At the top, there's a Royal Doulton Grimwades oval serving tray, and that one I got for $15. It's just a perfect condition. It's got the lovely mark. It's an older mark at the back, and all of the edging is in perfect condition. So that's the hazel pattern, and I do have a piece. I think it's a cup and saucer in the hazel pattern in my chintz display if you're interested in chintz. And this hazel chintz oval tray on eBay is selling for 94 Canadian, and it's probably from around the 1930s. I paid $15 for this one, about that, and so the hazel chintz pattern, I find it a little bit difficult to find. So when I see one, I do grab it right away because I like to keep adding to my chintz collection. And if you haven't seen that, you could take a look for my video on chintz. And then for Easter, I found a few items. I was really happy. There is one Valentine's card here at the bottom. These are all vintage postcards, and I went to an antique shop just in case they had some. They had a big display of postcards or boxes full of postcards, so I had to really hunt through, and I got a couple that were marked at $5 each, and then there were some that were $10, and I think it was these bigger ones that were, yeah, like $10. They're all vintage with the stamps at the back. They're about 1910, 1915 circa. And he wanted $10 for some of them and $5 for others. So I didn't initially take the $10 ones, and then actually it ended up that he offered to sell them all for $5. So I was quite happy to get those. And then I got this Valentine's card, so cute. So I love the vintage postcards, and I'll be using those in my Easter display. And that one at the top, yeah, that was another one, that Tux one, that was $10. So yeah, those are so cute, and the little chicks are going to be a good background for some of the items in my Easter display coming up next week. And then over here, I found at the bottom, I've got this lovely, look at that, vintage pot holder. That was $4. And then these Pendelfin Easter rabbits, they're little porcelain pottery Easter bunnies, and they're made in England. I think they started around 1950 making these. They're quite collectible. And if you find the mother or father figurine, those are the ones to look for. They're more collectible. Or there's one with a slim neck, I guess, that would break quite easily. So those are the ones that you want to find. But these are cute. I got them for $5 each off the marketplace, and I thought they'd be a good addition to my Easter display. And then, sorry, I'm standing a bit stuffed up. I'm still getting over my cold. I found this little guy for $1.99, the snow globe for Easter. Really, really cute. And I love snow globes, whether it's Christmas or other times of year. So that's a good piece for my Easter display. And then over at the top, I found this beautiful blue and white doily for $4. And it's just gorgeous. I just love the doilies, obviously. I've always got lots of doilies I'm finding. And so that one is just beautiful and perfect condition. So I'll use that for some of my blue and white displays. And then over here, I found this cottage Old Cottage Chintz Grimwades piece. Yeah, I found this one downtown at the Value Village in Victoria, and so it was $5.99. And for Old Cottage Chintz, this one would be probably worth about $15 on its own, but I wanted to get it because I don't have the cream or sugar in the Old Cottage Chintz pattern, and I'm always looking for the chintz china. It is hard to find chintz, and a lot of people do collect it. So, and at Value Village, it can be very hit and miss to find things there that are in a specific kind of pattern, but this one's in really good condition and no problems with it. So that's a good find for the $5.99. And then over on the bottom right here, this beautiful flow blue plate. It's Royal Doulton, and it's in the Egerton pattern. I'm sorry, at the bottom is the mark. I had to use my little magnifying glass to see the writing on the mark, and it is very vintage or antique. It's probably from the 1930s. You can see there's lots of crazing on it, and it's just gorgeous. I'm going to use it for my Flow Blue collection, and I'll still keep adding to my Flow Blue because I do enjoy that collection. Some of you have seen my display. Here it is, and I actually still have it up. So if you want to take a look for my Flow Blue video, you can get more detail on that. So I looked up that one, and I paid about $15 for it. I can't quite remember. I know it wasn't very much. And when I looked it up, they were worth, I think it was about $50 to $60 each, American, on eBay. So that's a pretty good price change there, or increase. I always try to make sure I pay less than half for when I'm finding things thrifting, so then I know if I want to sell it, I at least get my money back if I ever do sell things. So okay. So that's it for this thrift haul for Easter, and I found quite a few vintage Easter items as well as a few other items for my collections. So looking forward to showing you my Easter display next week. I hope you have a lovely week ahead and weekend, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget to leave a comment or like if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all your support. See you next week.